Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do the 4th update on Trevor and Veronica. And at the moment, Veronica's going under some very rapid intensification. It's like over some very warm waters between 29 to 31 degrees, and there's no wind shear or dry air, and it's rapidly exploding as we're speaking. And I'm gonna show you the cloud tops on it, and like what that shows. It like shows like kind of like cloud tops as if it was a category 5, but the only problem is like the eye like isn't clear at all yet. So it doesn't support that because like the eye needs to be cleared out and warm to to support a stronger storm, and that just it makes the eye wall stronger. So at the moment I would just say it's like a category 1 at the moment. And then he has Trevor. It's starting to come off the peninsula of Queensland, and over tonight, and then all the way to Friday, it's going to start to head into the Gulf, and the sea surface temperatures there are between 32 degrees, and there's no wind shear, and there's no dry air like whatsoever. So for both of these systems, there's nothing in the way of stopping it from like rapidly intensifying, and because see Trevor hitting high end category 4 or 5 just before landfall. So if you're in the western areas of Australia in on the Gulf Coast, you are gonna have to start doing your preparations now because it's not too long before like it makes landfall. So I would like start like getting everything like prepared now, and start evacuate, especially if you're on like the western side of the Gulf. So if you look at the GFS, and as we go on into Thursday evening and then into Friday morning, you can really see Trevor starting to rapidly intensify to probably a category 4. That looks like 924 millibars. So that is probably a category 4, as I just said. And it looks like it's expanding as well. So it could be a pretty big system with this, and it looks like at the moment it's going to go towards the western side of Australia, like what's been shown a lot recently, and then as we go into Friday midday, it starts to make landfall towards the western side, and I do believe there is some villages there. So if you're like anywhere in like the western side of Australia, you will see some very strong winds, like in anywhere between 130 to 160 plus miles an hour, and gusts even higher. And he has Veronica forming, and it really looks like it could be even stronger than Trevor. At this point, it's 902 millibars, so that's probably a very low end category 5, or like maybe stronger at that rate. It's probably like 170 plus miles an hour, so that's really concerning. And then as we go into Saturday night and then into Saturday morning, it stays around the same strength, and then it makes landfall on like the western coast. But it does weaken it slightly just before landfall. I don't know what that could be, but I don't think it will, because I've looked at the sea surface temperatures, I've looked at the dry air and the shear, and it doesn't look like anything's in the way. So I just think it's just a bit of a blip like with the GFS. I can't say like weakening until landfall, and that's the same with Trevor. Then obviously as we go into Sunday night, and then into Monday morning, both like systems like start to weaken really quickly, and then as we go on into Tuesday and Wednesday, the both like the systems like start to fizzle out, and then there's nothing else to speak about really after that. It's the same with the ATM. So as we go into Friday midday and then like Saturday night, you can see like Trevor really forming, and I think it could be even stronger than like what this is showing. At this point it's 939 millibars, and it looks like it's ever so slightly further west than the GFS is shown, and that's worse because I think like the further like west you go, there's more villages there, and there's more more of a population, so that's really concerning with that as well. And then with Veronica, interestingly, it's like weakening it a lot, and it doesn't even make landfall on like the western coast. And I don't know why it's showing that, because like basically all of the GFS ensemble mean is all taking it into land. So I don't know like what that's showing, but if it's showing it, it's still a possibility. So we can't rule out anything at all. But the most likely scenario at the moment is a landfall. So if you're on the western coast of Australia, you're really going to have to keep an eye on this. And as I said, the most likely scenario is a landfall. Then as we go into Wednesday night and then into Thursday night, both systems start to fizzle out. And then after that, it just looks pretty calm and just like probably showers in the north. If we look at Trevor's ensemble graph, as you can see, the majority of them are towards the Western Gulf, and like some of them do take it over the island, and I do believe there's population there as well. So if you're anywhere in this area, as I said, you should be taking precautions now. You should be starting to do your preparations to potentially evacuating, as I've said a lot in this video. With the GFS ensembles for Veronica, as I said, the majority of them do take it to landfall, but interesting enough, it does scrape the coastline. In like what the ACM's doing is like similar, but it's more off the coast than what the GFS is showing. It's more like what these kind of ones are doing here. But at the moment, as I said, the most likely scenario is that it's going to make landfall in the western coast of Australia. If we look at the sea surface temperature anomalies for the Gulf and that, it has cooled down slightly off the coast of Australia, but it's still like 30 degrees. So it's still like warm enough. So like don't be fooled if it's showing like dots of blue. It's cooling down, because it's not. It is cooling down from what it was, but it's still in the 30s. So it's still got like plenty of like fuel to fuel Trevor. And then where Veronica is, there's plenty of like warm sea surface temperatures there. We're looking at between 0.8 and 1.6 degrees above average. Same with the Gulf. It's like between like similar temperatures as well. And then if we look at the actual sea surface temperatures, as then we can see the temperatures in the Gulf is like all the way of like it's basically around like 30, and then as it heads towards the western coast, it gets warmer towards 31 to 32. If you look at the RAM imagery of Veronica, you can really see it's rapidly intensifying. Then we can see the minus 80 cloud tops and like to minus 90 cloud tops are starting to wrap around the eye, and towards the latest end of the frame, it's starting to develop a little eye. And this is indicative of a rapidly intensifying system, and I won't be surprised whatsoever if this becomes a Category 5 really soon, because it's starting to look really impressive. There's good inflow bands going into the system, it's got good outflow, it's got a good CDO developing, it's starting to become more like symmetrical and circular. So at the moment, like Veronica is looking really strong, and all the way around the western coast is going to have to keep an eye on this. So it could miss land, as the ACM is showing, but the most likely scenario is landfall, because that's what loads of the GFS ensembles are showing. Okay, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss another upload. And yeah, guys, it's looking really concerning for the Gulf Coast and for the western side of Australia. If you're in them areas, you should be really taking precaution now, because you don't want to leave it too late. So I would just get it all done now. Just make sure your generator's working, or like make sure you're taking precautions and like calling the local authorities and ask for advice what they're saying. So yeah, guys, just stay safe, keep an eye on the forecast, and I hope you enjoyed the video.